Yo, what's up everybody? It's Rasan coming in with another video from this past weekend. Racing down in Carson, California. I raced it. We've done plenty of times. I actually did a race the day before Saturday, Barrio Logan, which is about 2 hours south of Los Angeles. Literally right by the border of Tijuana, Mexico. I think we're about 10 miles from the border. Anyway, yeah, I went down. It took me 3 hours. Traffic was horrible to get down there, but I ended up hopping in the pro race for many reasons. I've had some success there in the past, and the pro race came before the Masters race, and the Masters race was only 40 minutes. So I said, hey, let me throw all my eggs into one basket. I didn't do an update on that race. I actually had some technical difficulties with my camera. So even though I had a camera on, it didn't record one single fucking thing, which was annoying. But felt really good. I told the team at the beginning of the race Saturday that I felt good. And all in all, the team raced great. And I was able to win the field sprint for fourth. The pro team Wildlife broke away and had the top 3 spots. So anyway, what you're looking at here is CBR again down in Carson. The race has been pretty animated. Again, our team, Methods to Winning, has been racing, I think, pretty awesome the last couple months. Everyone is doing their fair share and contributing to the team efforts. So after numerous breaks, and I mean tons of breaks, there had to be maybe 10 or 15 breaks that happened in this hour race, but none had the right combination. Most of the breaks were too big. You know, when you get guys in a group that's like past probably like 5 or 6 guys, it's not going to be too successful. Just the mentality of the Masters field is not there, you know. So they may be strong enough, but they don't have the mentality to go out and actually drive a break that's good for them. They'll rather sit back in the field and hope for a field sprint. So at this point, there is a breakaway, and actually it's more like a split. It's at least 15 guys up off the front, and we have, from our team, we have Steven Salazar that went across blazing fast, and then we had Max, and we also had Arturo. So 3 guys, group of 15. It is decent numbers, but there were a couple guys in that field that are pure sprinters that have a good turn of speed on them. So Sharon and I talked about it for a second and decided that we would chase. So what I've been doing, what you've been looking at the last couple laps, is literally me setting myself up to pull. I don't like to just say, oh, I got to pull, let me hurry up and get to the front and do it. No, because when I get to the front, I want to have fresh legs to do it. I don't want to go crazy to get to the front, and then when it's time for me to pull, I have nothing. So I methodically pick my way through the field so I could hit the front and take a big dig. So right in front of me, he's got a good turn of speed as well. I was actually shocked to see him pulling to bring the brake back because he is a sprinter, but his name is Tony. But you know, Tony put his nose in the wind, you know, to give himself, a chance to win. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to sacrifice what you think is going to come down to a field sprint to even give yourself a chance. So I'm getting ready to set up right now. I told him, good chop. And this is a headwind section, which was kind of hurting at this point. So just over 400 watts, but doing 30 miles an hour. And as you can tell, my watts go down, but the speed goes up a little bit. You can't even see the group yet. They had about 15, 16 seconds on it. So basically what I did right here is geared up to hit this right-hand turn with some speed, because this is an incline. But today had a slight tailwind, so that helped out a lot. So you can see close to 30 miles an hour. And if you look far ahead, you can see the group turning. So they have about 7 seconds. So you can make up a lot of time on the little climb or the little hill, because the group is going to be going a little slower. The peloton can go a lot faster. So I look back and I gapped the entire field. The only one who came across with me was Sharon. And at this point, I kicked again. You can see the speeds went up to 34 miles an hour. Now, my whole thing is, my whole mentality turned. It's not about bringing the field together. It's about getting Sharon across to the break. If Sharon is in that break, that gives us 4 people. Arturo, Steven, Max, and Sharon. This is a done deal. They see us coming across and immediately sit up. This is what I'm talking about. The mentality has to be different. They see the 2 sprinters coming across. We didn't just magically get there. We had to do an effort. This group should have been fucking going full gas trying to get rid of us. Instead, they reshuffle and the whole field comes back together. So it was a little disappointing. I mean, you can never say it was a effort wasted, but it was definitely a bullet shot that I would have loved to hold on to the very end. So I'm skipping this video now after the reshuffle. I believe we will be seeing 3 laps to go. After that pull, I was telling my guys after the race, it took me a good 4 laps to recover. That pull to go across to the break happened at about 8 laps to go, so very deep into the race. And I just didn't recover like I thought I would. Legs were a little jiggly, and my heart rate was still a little high. But coming across the line here, let me see where we are. So this is 3 laps to go. They're ringing a bell. They call on a gambler with $50, but gamblers should be rang at 2 laps to go. But anyway, $50 premium is up for grabs. As you can see, I'm about 35 riders back, still trying to recover. Skipped ahead to the hill where we'll be going into the last turn, and it will be 2 laps to go. So if you look again, heart rate has come down about 4 beats, which is pretty good. I was at like 164, 165. So that means I'm starting to recover a little bit. And I could save a little more for the finale. So right now I'm just trying to find the guys. We're very easy to spot in our bright yellow and black LEL kits. So that's Arturo, Anya in front of me, and I have a rule of thumb that you never pass your teammate without letting him know. So I gave him a little touch on the leg to let him know I was there. Hopefully he got on my wheel. And as you can see, we have Bausch in front of me. There's Pishon, there's Max, there's Steven Salazar. Sally, I've been racing with Sally for almost 20 years now. Started as juniors. And then there's Sharon up to the far right. So at this point, I told Pishon, which he just hit the front, I said, Pishon, on the front, I need everything you got, because it was starting to be a little bit too slow. And to be honest, the race was pretty fast, man. For a bunch of old guys that average almost 28 miles an hour on the day that wasn't perfect conditions, that has a little incline, I thought the race was pretty animated. So I'm telling Steven to get to Derek. I don't really have to say these things. I think they know, but since I'm there, I don't mind being vocal to my guys. So there it is. 2 guys connect. Pishon's on the front right now, trying to keep the speeds high. There's Max, just like that. I tell Steven to get in front of Max, so there it is. He pushes him right in front, and then I yell to Pishon, give me one more dig. I'm glad he heard me, because that extra 6-7 seconds that he took was actually very instrumental. And I want you to think about that extra 6 seconds, because at the time that we started our sprint, that would have been 6 or 7 seconds less that I had. So Pishon did his chop, just pulled off, job well done. Now you have other teams coming in. Hit Squad, JL Velo, Monster Media. You can see Danny Cam. He is the series leader and carries a good turn of speed. We call him the Asian Spice. So he's definitely he's always in contention. We can never be lax with him around. And right now I'm just telling the guys, hit the front, go fast, go fast, go fast. So Max, big guy, good draft. Sharon is on my wheel. We're lined up. We are ready to go. On Saturday, the day before, Max also came out. I said, Max, you have the power to hit out early. And boom, as I was thinking that, he did it, right? Unfortunately, DeMarkey, who's a proven rider, was there as well. And he just got that big gear turning, with all that power he has, and he chases him down. So regardless, it's still working out in our favor. Chris is now committed, right? He has to go. Max sacrificed himself. Now I set up to pounce, take a big dig, get in the draft, get out of the draft, go outside so I can take this corner. There's a video floating around of me coming through the corner. Out of the 4 people behind me, I was the only one who pedaled through the corner. I get on top of the gear. I look through my arms. I see that Sharon's there. I see that we're going to take first and second. He passes. Boom. There it is. Another 1-2 for the Methods to Winning team. All in all, congrats to everyone out there. It feels good to continue to dominate these races. I'm not going to take my foot off these guys. I put my number on. I want to win. The team want to win. And we're going to do it fair. Thanks for watching.